All right, welcome to an episode of Candid Talk Show Podcast. That's a lot to say. We're just gonna call it Candid Talk with your host Rasheen Winter Harris. Once again, Rasheen Winter Harris. I'm the photographer, videographer with a lot to say. Now, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like, comment, and share, and let's get it all out in the air. This day we're going to be talking about trauma and facing your trauma. Now, I've been through a lot in my life. Honestly, as a kid, I was molested, pretty crazy, sexually activated at a young age. Shit, honestly, a few of my family members were as well. And it's kind of crazy, but I don't think most people face their trauma later in life. I went through trying to just smash anything because I thought that was the way that you feel things. I thought that's where feelings come from. But even beyond that, I lost my mother in 2012. That hurt me more than anything in the world. And then right after that, my father in 2013. It was just drama after drama. And the one thing that I learned after years is that these things have like pretty much had a hold over my life, had a hold over the way I see things in the world, and had a hold over the way that I move forward. For one, like I said, that first part, SA, that's something as a kid, you don't even realize that it actually happened to you until you actually share that story with somebody else. Now, for the full story and more details is going to be in my book coming out. I actually don't have a title just yet because I'm not finished with the book, but stay tuned. It will be coming out. But that situation really affected me in the way that I dealt with my relationships, the people around me, the way that I trusted people, and even down to my sexual activity. I can't lie and say I wasn't a bit of a Casanova, what they call them. Some women want to say a hoe, etc. But at the same time, it was really just trying to search for that feeling of, I don't even honestly know, but I think it was what I assumed was love, affection, you know. Actually, after I lost my mother and then losing my father back to back was double traumatic. It took me in a whirlwind again where I end up going reverting back to my childhood trauma, and then I had to just sleep with everything possible because that was the only way I could connect with anyone. It was, oh, I need to be able to be intimate with you, and if I can't be intimate with you, you mean nothing to me. So I went down a road of just savagery. Honestly, I have a like my list of it's ridiculous. Honestly, at this point, I'm not saying I'm one of those people that just proud of the notches that they have under their belt, but at the same time, I do have a big ass notch under my belt, and it's pretty meaningless in the oversight of when it comes to connection and let's say love and relation. Like it pretty much turned me cold as hell when I really think about it. And when you don't face your traumas, it takes a lot longer, or it takes a lot more obstacles in your life to even realize that you actually have these traumas. I believe I was about 27 when I started facing my childhood trauma. Actually was aiming to move forward. It was like the first time I shared it with family that I trusted, and we discussed it and found out that, hey, you're not even the only one. It was something that happened to a few people, but they have different experiences of how it happened, and the way they faced their trauma or didn't face their trauma really led to a downfall in their life in general. Some people are extremely intoxicated. They're addicts, in my opinion. I'm not judging on that part, but we call them functional addicts. You wouldn't want to be one of those. You have to face those traumas. Things that happen to you when you're young is not your fault, but it is your fault when you don't deal with it as an adult and you react to situations because of your trauma. That's your fault at that point. You have to deal with your traumas. One of my best friends shared a part about his traumas, and I have another female friend. She was sharing about her traumas and how it's promoted to keep certain traumas on a hush, especially in our culture. It's promoted to keep certain traumas on a hush as if it doesn't happen. As a man, certain traumas, if it happens to you, you can't speak up because it's automatically assumed that you're weak. But really, it's the complete opposite. Some people that if they was put, let's say, if they was put in your shoes, they'll burn up like Terminator 2. I don't know if you've seen that one. It was holding on the gate, just burning the fuck up. Because that's what trauma really does on the inside. It burns you up from the inside until you react on the outside. We have to face our traumas and at least face it in a positive way where you're not lashing out at people. I think a lot of these traumas is affecting the way this world, this generation is now. Because the generation before mine, I don't even feel it was that bad, but I got traumas from then. And imagine the people that have dealt with similar things to that I've dealt with, didn't face it, and they're just passing it on because that's typically what happens with trauma. You pass it on, fucking up a whole new generation, making a whole new generation toxic just because you won't face your trauma. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's difficult. But anything worth having, anything worth achieving is going to be hard and difficult. So why make life for others difficult because yours was? That's the way I've always thought about it. And when I had to take a break on monk mode and actually be to myself because I feel like I was just lashing out at everyone, literally lashing out at everyone until I realized that it's really me and the hurt and pain that I feel on the inside. And I never faced it before. When you actually face it, it's a learning experience, but it's a growth experience because it's the chance for you to grow. Now you have a decision to make. Will I grow for this? What excuse me, I don't know what I said. Will I grow from this? Will I learn from this? Or will I just put it back in that closet, like we say when you gotta clean out your gut? Will I put it back in that closet and never face it and just continue to react to everything that triggers me because of my trauma? That's the way people. That's the reason why people get triggered because they have trauma, or they just don't want to face accountability. But trauma overall is the biggest flaw in America. So what I say to you overall, as someone that is continuously facing that trauma, someone that has looked dead into their past, like man, this is what it is. But someone that has actually studied healing and trauma relief, I ask you, what are you doing to heal yourself in 2024? So that way you can be a better person to the people that need you, the people that believe in you, and sometimes it's your offspring, the people that are led by you. What are you doing to better yourself? Now, I'm assuming the comments might say, like, all right, well, give us the solutions. Here's some things that I did. For one, I read some books. Yeah, books. Fucking books. I was never a reader of books growing up. I hated books. I felt I was too smart for books. If you feel like the way that I felt, you are stupid. I'm sorry. I was stupid. The experiences you can get from somebody else through a book is on a whole different level. The lessons that you can learn through a book that you can't learn from somebody else is on a different level. That's the first step. The second step is actually to write maybe a journal. Get you a journal. Take some notes. This bothers me, or I was triggered by this. And then analyze what it was. Like, why did that trigger me? Why or what triggered me exactly? You know, was it the person being negative, or was it the way that I received them? That's a big difference. And then from there, every single day is catching yourself. You know, like when they used to have those trust tests, you got to catch yourself, baby. You got to catch yourself. You can't wait for somebody to save you. There's no one going to save you that is going to be better of a hero than yourself. I'm not saying you can't go out and get help, because getting help is necessary for some people. But at the end of the day, the help can't help you complete a goal that you're not already on target, or that you already don't have a goal or plan for. You are the architect of your success and your failure. And at the end of the day, I just wish you success, healing, love, peace. But overall, I wish you overcoming for this year. And pause, because that sounds crazy. But I want you to overcome in 2024 the same way that I've been working on overcoming. Now, I don't want to keep this super long. I feel like this is long enough. This is really a touchy subject. Like I said, I'm gonna hit you with more details. If y'all have questions or y'all want to hit me directly, I do mentor people directly. I have my own little system. It's called a brotherhood. I don't really share it too much because everybody hates on what they don't know about. You know what I mean? So eventually, I'm gonna have where you can actually request, maybe a sit down. Sometimes you just need to be heard out. Like sometimes you just need to be understood. And that's one thing that I do understand. So that's all I have for you today. Once again, this is your host, Rasheen Winter Harris. And the only thing we want for 2024 is to go hard, but also overcome, heal, and help anyone that we can, if we can. You know what I mean? Because some people can't be saved at the end of the day. You have to save themselves, because we are our best heroes. All right. So that's the end of this episode. All right. Dealing with trauma. How do you overcome in 2024? And I am your host, the man with the most to offer, Rasheen Winter Harris. And that's all I have for you today. Peace. Thank you for viewing. And don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, share, and comment below so I know what you actually got from this one. All right. Y'all have a great one. Peace.